So just one last thing before I uh, stop making videos again for, I'd say, at least another few days. I have a lot of positives to report in terms of my ongoing group therapy and my continuation of the individual therapy. I recently, have uh, gotten to be a lot closer to the group members who I've been with for some as long as since late January, early February, and also with some who have been there a little bit shorter amount of time. We had lost a member due to his inability to continue coming. He was just, involved in playing music in a band, and his schedule just wouldn't allow him to continue to come. And so we lost one member, but we gained a new member. And just lately, I've just felt a lot more alive. I am not as reserved in what I talk about. I feel a lot more freedom to discuss different things. I no longer concern myself with, is what I have to say relevant, or is it, just a waste of time? Now I just try to talk about the first thing that comes to mind, and it's just been really effective for me to continue to attend every other week. And not only am I helping others discuss their issues, but I'm also getting a lot of help from them. The input they give is really effective, I think, and I don't intend on discontinuing going anytime soon. My individual therapy, I recently had to move again, which has been a common theme in the past few years. My therapist was no longer going to be seeing patients in San Francisco, so in order for me to continue to see her, I would have to make a huge change and go a bit farther to be able to see her. I'm now going to Palo Alto every Monday morning to get therapy. It is a pretty long ride, but I feel like I need to continue doing it no matter what. To continue to see the same therapist who I'm used to seeing, and I'm sacrificing a few hours to do it, but I don't see it any other way. So, my Mondays are pretty, stacked. I have to be at the appointment by 9 a.m. and then from 10 a.m. till about 12:30, I'm, on my way back. I ride on Caltrain, and then I ride on the bus. But it doesn't, bother me at all. I actually enjoy, the ride, seeing a lot of things that normally I wouldn't see, unlike the city, there's a lot more landscape out there that, contains uh, trees and grass. So, it's really refreshing to see something different. Um, now I now I know that you are aware that at the moment, I was not doing anything, in terms of continuing my education or, finding employment. But I made a decision in May that, I'm really going to reconsider, you know, continuing to stay outside of college. And so, what I had to do was, since I've been out for a number of years, I had to go down to the registration office on campus and, bring my photo ID with me and regain my account access so that I would be able to, register online again for classes and have the ability to once again review all my grades. And so I took care of that in May, and signed into the website and got my appointment date for starting to select which classes I wanted. And so eventually July came, and it was my appointment. And the first thing I did was got on the computer with my class catalog and and made myself choose at least 2 courses to start with, so that I could ease my way back into college life. And I made it a point to select one class that I actually had an interest in, not something that I was required to take, and therefore would not be very interested in, or or be able to actually enjoy the subject matter. So to satisfy that need, I decided I'd like to take cultural anthropology. So I since my Mondays are shot, I couldn't get a schedule of Monday, Wednesday, and Friday classes. So I lucked out and I found the cultural anthropology class for 11 a.m. to 12:30. So I took care of that one. And then the second class, I said, well, I need to take something that will count towards my graduation credits, and also at the same time maybe have something that could also be, pretty interesting. So the other class I chose was a women's studies course that focuses on the politics of sexual abuse, and you know um, learning about, you know I guess, prevention, stuff like that. It's it's one of my requirements, so I really don't have a choice whether or not it's something I want to take or not. But it sounds very interesting. There's a lot of videos that are going to be shown. I received the syllabus on yesterday, which happened to be the first day of class, and so far nothing looks to be intimidating. On the other hand, I did feel the tense moments as soon as I got into the classrooms, because being that they're the first being there the first day, there's going to be a lot of introduction, and of course I lucked out and was required to find someone in the class to talk about uh, you know uh, different aspects of our life, a sort of preview to the anthropology class. So of course I had no idea who the person was who I had to talk to, and I immediately felt everything that I'm used to feeling. I felt really nervous about it, but I managed to make it through. Luckily, the whole hour and a half wasn't spent doing that, but it was long enough to make me feel really uncomfortable. So that was, in the anthropology class, and then, more of the same ensued in the women's studies class, where, immediately, it's, get yourselves into groups of 6, and, talk to one another about, any questions you have regarding the class, and, again, turning our desks towards one another, and just a lot of stuff that honestly still bothers me. I'm even though I feel like I'm a little bit better, I still have my reservations about those kinds of activities. But someone inquired about whether or not the class would have been public speaking oriented, going in front of the class and giving presentations. Luckily, that won't be a part of it. And yeah, I intend to give sort of summaries about how things are going. I'm going to try to detail what happens day to day, but if I can't, well, you'll know why. It's because I'm busy with school.